Understand that you're not a victim here of canceled appointments. Give them something to not want to cancel. Once you make the appointment, you have to resell them on keeping it. Americans delay everything. It's not hard if they want to sell. So Dean and I have a great fortune of working together. Dean asked me to talk about why we're having cancellations and how to make more appointments. Do I got it right?
Yes, that's correct.
Man,
Prospecting and mindset.
Okay, so understand that you're not a victim here of canceled appointments. In the summertime, half of the appointments you make will cancel. That's the way it works. And right now, it's sellers a little apprehensive whether they should sell or not sell. That's why it's playing out. So first of all, you don't have halitosis through the phone. You not have smell-o-vision where they hate you. It has nothing personal. I coach some of the great people that are on this call. Hi, Robert. I coach a lot of great people, and every call, I had 5 appointments and 3 canceled. I had 6 appointments and 3 canceled. I had 2 appointments, 1 canceled. It's normal in the summer because of other activities. Remember, when a husband and wife are working, the kids are in school during the year, they meet you on Thursday night. During the summer, somebody's home with the kids all day, meeting you Wednesday or meeting you on Friday, doesn't really matter. So they have a tendency to delay. And there's some tips and techniques I'll share with you today to stop them from wanting to delay. But first of all, understand it's normal. Secondly, congratulate yourself on making those appointments to have half cancel. Understand, if I make 6 and 3 cancel, 3 didn't. Next, assume they're going to cancel, so give them some cleavage. Give them something to not want to cancel. Don't make it clinical. Okay, Adolfo, we're going to meet Friday at 4 o'clock. Before I come out, let me ask you some analytical questions, really dry, not very exciting, like you're going in for a prostate exam. See, you got to show a little sales, guys. The problem is, are the sellers still believing their house will sell just like that in every case? And the answer, of course, is,
yes.
so they don't need to meet you today. They can meet you next week. It'll still sell like this. There's no urgency on our sellers to meet with you today.
Just a wee bit.
They can meet with you Saturday and they'll sell just like this. They can meet you Monday, sell just like this. So we have that dilemma. We got sellers who believe, and sometimes they're right, that whether I meet you today or next week, we're still going to sell. So how do we create that sense of urgency? Let's go to Joe Ebert, who I adore. Joe, good, happy day again. Everyone, thank Joe Ebert. He was kind enough to give up his coaching slot for this call right now, although Joe got an earlier call, so he gets 2. So Joe, when you're talking to a seller, how do you get them excited about meeting with you after they've agreed to meet with you?
How do you do it, Steve?
Well, that's a shit way of answering a question. Come on, try it again.
Basically, the way that I would do it is give them the facts of the market and the benefits of meeting now versus later.
Well, no, I made an appointment with you for tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So the benefit would only be 24 hours. You have to have a hook, Joe, to make me not want to change the time, to make me excited about meeting with you tomorrow. See, that's what we're doing, guys. And Joe hit it. We make the appointment. We're like, oh, thank God, I got to get off the phone. What I have to do is once they make the appointment, I got to resell you on keeping it. You guys should be writing that down. Once you make the appointment, you have to resell them on keeping it. So Joe, we're going to meet tomorrow at 4. Between now and then, would it be okay if the agent you're about to hire spends the next 24 hours studying the market to get you and your wife every dollar you deserve? Would that be okay with you, Joe?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's why people like you hire me. And Joe, in that research, a question or 2 might come up, which could mean an extra $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for you and your wife. If that question does come up, would it be okay to give you a call?
Well, yeah, sure.
Of course, you're not going to want to leave $40,000 on the table, are you?
No, not at all.
Not at all. And of course, you may not be available. Your wife's cell number is? What did I just get, guys?
I like that.
For those of you who are fortunate to be in Watson Powers Coaching, that's script. is in the Watson Powers members only line. And for those of you who are not, it's only cost $2,000 to join us and you have access to that script. So that's my sales pitch. So here's the key. Part of it is showing you what I'm going to do between now and when we meet. Did you hear how excited I was? Joe, between now and when we meet tomorrow at 4, is it okay with you that the agent you're going to hire is going to completely study the market to get you and your wife every dollar possible? Now, you notice you guys see me talking with a bit of a body motion. I don't go, is it okay with you between now and tomorrow at 4 o'clock if we meet? I study the market to get you and your wife every dollar possible. I move around. I stand all day. I have 3 computer screens. I got a 60-inch monitor, which you're on, but I don't do this because then you see this. I have all my stuff in front of me. I move because that they can feel that through the phone, can't they, Joe? That tomorrow their kids are like, Mom, can we go to the park? Mom, can we go to our friend's house? Mom, there's a barbecue. You know what, honey? Call that agent, Dean Clark. Tell him we want to meet him next week. I want to take the kids to the pool. I'm fighting that in the summer, aren't I, guys? Because remember, the seller doesn't fear their house isn't selling. So whether they meet you today or next week, it's still going to sell. You've got to make your appointment so exciting for them that they want to cancel other activities for ours. And you do that by talking to husband and wife, reselling yourself after you make the appointment. Talking to the wife, selling yourself to her. So she tells Bob, no, we're not going to the pool. I got to meet this guy, Joe. I think we got the right guy. We don't want to miss him. And I don't know exactly how to do it because every scenario is different. Personality style, division, motivation. If they're buying a beautiful house on the lake, and it's one of one, well, then I can use time factor to make sure they don't lose that beautiful house. Conversely, if they're older and going into assisted living, they're in no hurry to leave their house to move to assisted living, which is the next step before death. So we've got to play the game we're in, but get them excited about keeping the appointment by bringing something to value. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Next, most people, pardon my language, are chicken shits. And what I mean by that is they don't call me, hi, Steve, it's Joe Ebert. I'm using Joe because he's on my big screen here. It's Joe Ebert. We can't make it today. We need to reschedule. I get a text. Everybody else get a text. Can't make it today. Need to reschedule. That's all they send me. Now, they would never do that to their doctor, would they? You wouldn't do it to your attorney. And for whatever reason, we believe we're at the same level of doctors and attorneys, but the selling public doesn't. So don't be offended when they text you. So let's go to Muhammad. Hello, Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you located?
Rancho Cucamonga, Southern California.
Cucamonga, down in Florida, right?
A little bit.
I was in Fort Lauderdale. I used to go through Rancho Cucamonga all the time going to Miami. Muhammad, when you get that text, Muhammad, we can't make it today. We'll need to reschedule. What do you do with that?
Well, it depends how far I'm going with the client, like how long I was following up with them. But
don't overthink this. You're supposed to meet today at 4. They texted you, Muhammad, we can't make it today. We'll need to reschedule. Because that's what I get. Why? Because they want to go to the pool with their daughter.
Right.
So you got a text. You're on the spot. Don't try to make it bigger so you look good. You got a simple text. Muhammad, can't make it today. Need to reschedule. Steve. That's it. What do you do with that?
Well, I pretty much ask if we can do reschedule.
No, you got a text.
Yeah, I respond back. When would you
Go
like
ahead,
to
respond.
reschedule? Yeah, I would just respond, hey, thank you for your message. I appreciate you giving me heads up. I would like to know where you guys like to reschedule. If I get a response
And
back.
stop.
Mhm.
Everybody, round of applause. Come on, everybody, round of applause. That was totally wrong. Wait, Muhammad. When you get that text, and this is what we all get, yes, guys, and thank you, Muhammad, for letting me set you up because we didn't talk about this. I'm like, man, I'm gonna look you look bad. It's just the way it goes. So, Muhammad, can I tell you the response I would get?
Please.
No worries. see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Your message was, I understand, it's not a big deal. When would you like to meet? And then who did you put the responsibility on in picking a time and date?
The seller.
And they are not going to give you a time and date. I don't know. I'll check back with me next week, right, guys?
Right.
Hey, the mafia crew is in there, all sitting down. Nice. Guys, take control of your life. When some seller, yeah, there they are. I'm going to kill him. Bullet in the back of his head. One of the three is going to kill me, I can tell. When the seller emails you, voicemails you, texts you, can't make it today, need to reschedule. No worries. Make it sound like it's not a big deal. Let's meet tonight at 8. See you then. No, I can't do tonight at 8. Of course not. See you tomorrow morning, 9:30. I'm coming back with a time and date because I'm in control of when we're going to meet, not some ambiguous, what would be good for you? Call me back after the 4th, because that's what they'll do, right, guys?
Right.
Americans delay everything. So, Muhammad, let's stick with you because you were awesome. Smile for everybody. Let me see your teeth. Let me see them. Okay, you got teeth. Good. Dentists know that 50% of their appointments are going to cancel the day of their dentist appointment. Did you know that?
No.
They overbook. Anybody besides me call the dentist, text them the night before, need to reschedule? Because going to the dentist is painful. I have a bad tooth. I got to get in. We'll see you Tuesday. You have anything earlier? No. Okay. Then Tuesday morning, I'm scared of the dentist. Can we reschedule? They go, no worries. How about Friday? I'll let you know. No worries. Why? Because a friend of mine, client, is a dentist. They know that tooth isn't going to get better. As it gets worse, the pain goes where, guys? Then when you call the dentist screaming, you got to get in, we'll make room. And they just added $250 for an emergency visit. So they don't mind a delay. It just means an extra $250 when they do meet you. We don't have that luxury. Make the appointment, resell why they want to meet with you by talking about their dreams, hopes, and desires. When they want to cancel via email or text, no worries. See you at this. Not, how does this work? No. See you tonight at 5. End of story.
So Steve, I have a question.
Please.
We are trained in a way to say, does tomorrow at 3 o'clock work, or 5 o'clock, or whatever times, to give them alternative times. Are you saying that method really doesn't work anymore, and we should right for the close and just be like, look, this is when basically you're assuming that you're available, or I'm available at this time to be like, look, I'll see you tomorrow today at 5 o'clock, and you let them come back to you then to basically open up to say, no, it doesn't work for me. Of course not. How about tomorrow? You don't say how about tomorrow at 9 a.m. You just say, I'll see you then at 9 a.m.
So Dean, let you and I role play.
Okay.
I'm going to close on you 5 times.
Okay.
I want you to say no to me as if we were married, because I'm used to no in my marriage. So just say no, 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 no. Don't slide. Oh, possibly. Just pretend we're married and say no completely, because I'm used to that. Got it?
Fair.
Well, Dean, that's exactly why we need to meet. See you tonight at 5.
No, I don't want to meet right now. No.
Of course. Who wants to meet at 5? You're barely home from your job. See you at 6.
No. Tonight just doesn't work for us, Steve.
Of course. Thursday night's awful. I'll see you tomorrow night at 6.
I mean, I appreciate this aggressiveness, but yeah, no, it's not going to. It just I just can't do tomorrow at 6.
Of course, you're probably having dinner with your family. Good for you. See you tomorrow night at 7:30.
7:30 is a little bit too late. By then, we're already exhausted.
Dean, let me ask you a question. When you hire Steve Powers, and we have a Steve Powers sign in front of your front yard, and we bring you that contract so you and your wife can move back to Texas to take care of your dad, would 7:30 at night be too late to bring you that contract?
No, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be great.
Then 7:30 is not too late to start the process. See you tomorrow at 7:30.
Hey.
He couldn't even make 5 no's.
Yeah.
A close has a time and a date. Now, did you notice, guys, I don't have a lot of conversation between my closes? I don't say, I can appreciate that, which I hate. I can appreciate that. Who does that make it about? I'm curious. Again, me. Close. Dean, we'll see you tonight at 5. No, of course, 5 o'clock, you're barely home from your job. See you at 6. That doesn't work. Probably having dinner with your family. Good for you. See you at 7:30. Steve, 7:30 is too late. and I might go with it might, but I usually run to 8:30. Then I go to the next day. Then I use when you hire Steve Powers and we bring you that dream offer so you and your wonderful wife can motivation. Would 7:30 be too late to deliver that contract? Well, no, then it's not too late to start the process. See you at 7:30. That's how I make appointments. It's not hard if they want to sell, because even Dean in this role playing couldn't say no to me 5 times. Now, Dean, you can tell we're not married because my wife can say no forever. Okay.
But you
But
can
if
keep
they really want to sell, because I don't like the word me, I use the embedded command, Adolfo, when you hire me is an embedded command. So I can say, when you hire me, but a lot of times I like to say, when you hire Steve Powers, because I want to get my name in there again. And we have your house for sale and we bring you that contract that you've been waiting for. I just try to avoid the word me. That's all. Because the second you say me, my, or I, you take the emphasis off of them. That's why I say, I appreciate that. I'm curious. They don't give a crap about us. So when we say, I'm curious, they're like, I don't even know you. Why are you so curious? You're weird. I just say curious. 1 letter off. Get rid of the I. Curious. Grammatically incorrect. Works a lot better. We're in sales. How do we get more appointments? Number 1, we got to close how many times, guys? Most appointments happen after 3 and 4. Everybody can say no to me 2 times. Some people can say no 3. Very few can say no 4 or 5 times. Dean couldn't even say no 4 times because I didn't give him an opportunity to say no because there wasn't any reason to say no.
I'm too
And I
amiable.
kept finding a new time. Change the dynamic from they don't want to meet you to you can't meet at that time. Guys, what's easier to find? A reason to meet with us or a time to meet with us? So the Mafia threesome, what question do you have?
What question do we have about what?
I don't know. I charge $1,000 an hour. You're getting this for free. You'd think you'd have a question.
We do. How do what would you say to me?
I feel like it's aggressive, obviously, doing that. So I'm just curious, like, do you ever run into people saying like it's just too aggressive? That's like,
Sure, all the time.
yeah.
Would you rather be too aggressive and they tell you you're being too aggressive and you can back off, or not be aggressive enough and leave the appointments on the table?
Too aggressive.
I coach a wonderful guy. Some of you might know, named Mike Putnam up in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
I've been working with Mike for 12 years. He's a better salesperson than me, and not many are. And he will tear your heart out. But my coaching call, how's the day going? It's only 11 o'clock. I only have 3 appointments today. I coached 2 Mikes. One was Mike Putnam. One was a different Mike. I asked the experienced Mike to role play with Mike Putnam when he was relatively new. 2 weeks into it, the experienced Mike calls me and says, I can't role play with him anymore. Why not? He closes too hard. He closes too quick. He's not going through the whole script before he closes. He won't listen to me. And I said to the experienced Mike, my apologies. I wasn't asking you to role play so you could teach him. I was asking you to role play so you could learn from him. He goes, why would I learn from him? I've been doing this 20 years. He's only been in real estate for 18 months. Yeah, my boy in his first full calendar year did 122 deals. You've done 70 a year for 20 years. Close quicker, make more appointments. Understand, being aggressive, being assertive, being confident works on somebody who wants to sell. Would you guys agree?
Yep.
And it never works on somebody who doesn't. So who's ever taking notes, if you are, write this quote down. I own it. So if you ever use it, you owe me a quarter. I will not let the reaction of unmotivated people determine my future behaviors. And isn't that what we're doing when somebody who doesn't want to sell says you're being too aggressive?
So just move on to the next contact or keep trying to close?
Could you say that again a little bit louder? I'm having just a little trouble.
Do you move on to the next contact or do you continue to try to close craftily?
Well, if somebody says I'm being too aggressive or pushy,
Yes.
is that what you mean?
Yes.
I will back up and reclose again. So you're going to be an amiable when you say that, sometimes analyticals, but analyticals don't say because they don't like confrontation. It's usually the amiable who's offended. So in an amiable voice, could you move over a little bit? Because all we see is your right ear. There we go. Okay. Nice. Now you got a whole head. All right. So say to me, you're being too aggressive.
Hey, Steve, you're being too aggressive.
You know, Don, let me apologize. That is not the intention. What you saw was a behavior that most sellers want. So let me ask you a question. I've probably asked you 5, 6 times to set an appointment, correct?
At least,
And so far you haven't set an appointment with me, huh?
no.
When you do hire me and we have your house for sale, would you expect you, will you expect me to call every agent and ask them to show your house 4, 5, 6, 7 times? Of course you would, yes?
Absolutely. The more
When
the
I
merrier.
show a house to the buyer and I bring a buyer to your beautiful house, will you expect me to ask that buyer 5, 6, 7 times to buy your house?
You're right. I want
So
the
by
option.
asking you to set an appointment with you 5, 6, 7 times, wasn't I displaying the kind of attitude that you want the agent you hire to do after you hire me?
You're absolutely right, Steve.
I'll see you in an hour.
And you close and you go in the next hour? If they
When
say-
Cindy Crawford says she'll sleep with me, I don't wait. George Clooney's gonna call. I'm out the door, aren't I? I
Yeah.
can meet you in an hour, can't I?
Yes.
Why would you want to not go in an hour? Tell me why you want to be more than an hour.
There's, to keep prospecting, to stay in the mode.
Stand up. Welcome to the stupidest person on the planet.
Yep.
What's the purpose of prospecting? What's the purpose of prospecting?
Set an appointment.
Set a
To
call.
get an appointment. Did I just get one?
Yes.
Will they meet me in an hour? Why would I want to stay on the phone and see them tonight at 5? And then Joe Ebert calls them. Hey, Steve, you were supposed to meet this guy at 5. He just met me at 2. You don't need to go out. When somebody will meet you in an hour, are they ready to sign? Stand up.
Yes. There it is.
Then why wouldn't you go?
It's true,
Because you were taught to stay there and prospect. Because for whatever
I got a
reason,
question,
you
Steve.
believe prospecting is more important than going on a qualified
Yeah.
listing appointment, huh?
That's right.
Is everything selling you're taking?
For the majority of it, yes.
So it's not like it was 10 years ago where I'd take 10 and 5 sell, so maybe it's not worth going.
No.
Anybody who tells you they'll meet with you to hire you, you go right now. Clear? Time kills deals. Every hour you go by, they're telling the neighbor, hey, Jim, can you check my mail? I got a realtor coming in this afternoon. I got to clean up. You know, my sister's a realtor, only charges 1%. You're meeting them tonight at 7. They get on the phone. Zillow. Let me look up properties I'm going to buy. And what does Zillow do with their name?
Bar them.
Powerful.
Make the appointment, get your ass out there as fast as you can. If an expired by owner past client will meet you in an hour, they're ready to sign, aren't they, guys? Don't cross your arms, makes you look defensive. There you go. Nice. And I tell you that because when a seller is confronting you at the house and you go like this, you lost the deal. Confident people don't get defensive. Your posture is perfect. As you can tell, guys, I'm pretty intense about this. Yes.
Yes.
Appointments are easy to get. They're harder to keep, but we have to know the game. We have to sell them on keeping the appointment. We have to text them. OMG, so excited about meeting you tomorrow. The numbers are even better than I thought. Can't wait to meet you. A little bit of money cleavage, right? Don't set the appointment like we did 5 years ago and then meet them Friday. Every day, send them, call them, tell them something to keep that appointment. This guy's, yes, please.
I have a question. So I don't know if you want to role play, but I'm dealing with the situation now with the seller who she's an older woman and she's thinking about selling, like really considering it. But her son is the decision maker and she's really stressed out right now. And when I called her this morning to set the appointment, he answered and said that he has a friend who's going to actually be coming over tomorrow to basically list the home for them. So I was just curious how you would have handled that, because I tried to just let them know, focus on their motivation. Like she wants to go to the beach house she has and get out of this home and cash out, but she wouldn't agree to, or he wouldn't agree to meet. He's like, she's got a lot going on, but he agreed to meet with the other agent. So how would you go about that?
Well, it's a pretty common circumstance. They have a friend of his already made an appointment. What time's your appointment tomorrow?
I didn't set one because
No, what time is the appointment he has tomorrow?
I didn't find that out.
I need to know the time and date. So let's pretend he's meeting at 3. So I say to the person, what time are you meeting with that other agent? 3 o'clock. Oh, that's perfect. Let's see. He'll be there at 3. He'll be done about 3:20, 3:25. I'm going to stop by at 3:30. My presentation will take 15 minutes. I'll be out of there by 3:45. That way you and your mom can have met 2 agents, and at 4 o'clock, you can make an educated decision. See you tomorrow at 3:30.
Yeah,
And
we
you notice I didn't ask, would you like a second opinion? Do you think a second opinion is valuable? I'm curious. Would a second opinion mean something to you? Yeah. What
What-
time are you meeting with that agent? 3. That's perfect for you. They'll be there at 3, done at 3:20, 3:25. Let me stop by at 3:30. I'll be out of there by 3:45. And by 4 o'clock, you'll have met with 2 agents and you and your mom can make the best decision. See you tomorrow at 3:30. To which they'll say, no, of course, he probably needs till 3:35. I'll see you at 3:35.
Yeah, it's just really stressful, Steve. We're dealing with a lot right now. So just give us a call in a week and we'll touch base.
The answer, I have to keep closing, guys, because they're trying to delay. Well, I can call you in a week, but that wouldn't solve your problem. Let's meet tomorrow at 4, be 15 minutes, and then when you can make a decision what you want to do, see you tomorrow at 4. That's closed too. They're trying to delay you, but he told you I'm listing with him tomorrow, and then he's trying to ask you to call him next week. Well, if you call him next week, he's already listed.
Well, he
Dude,
said, I promise I won't sign any agreement.
they all bullshit.
I agree. But he won't
Close-
push for the close twice. And he
Well,
said,
twice is not 5 times. Everybody says no too. Throw the wedding tackle up on the table and close 5 times. You're not going to get it with 2 closes in this market.
Yeah.
5. Everybody says no twice. Rare people can say no 5 times. Even Dean couldn't say no 5 times to me because I'm so cute. And it works on people who are motivated, and it never works on somebody who doesn't.
even if they say like, I just kept getting, it's a lot for my mom right now. She's just overwhelmed. It's not a good time. You know, I already have a friend coming over, like, you know,
So who's the better salesperson, him or you?
him.
So how come he's able to sell you on not meeting?
Yeah.
Somebody's the better salesperson in these scenarios, guys. And if
Yeah.
you don't make the appointment, guess who was the better salesperson?
The prospect.
I will tell you, waiting to meet them doesn't serve anybody.
Would you recommend calling them back today if I had the conversation this morning?
Possibly, but they're older. She's an old lady, yeah?
Yeah, like the
Where do you
son
live?
maker.
Can you speak up just a little bit? Where do you live?
I
We're in
live-
Jersey.
Yeah,
Okay. So how far is it to this old lady's house?
20 minutes.
Go visit them. It's real hard to reject you face to face. You're a good looking guy wearing a suit. Come in amiable, come in compassionate. I was in the neighborhood visiting one of my past clients. Do you know the Thompsons? No, wonderful couple. I realized I was only 2 streets away. May I come in? Dude, you got nothing else. Yeah, it's called a Hail Mary.
Yeah, you're right. Great
How
point.
bad do you want it?
Yeah, I just like second guess with the aggressiveness, but that's again my mindset and the wrong thinking. But I don't know why. I feel like sometimes it's being too aggressive versus I'm trying to help them. It's just some, yeah.
Call me. I'll help you with that.
That was great, Steve.
Guys, do you provide the greatest real estate service in your community? Everybody say yes. And if
Yes.
you don't, fix that. And if you're not closing hard enough and you don't get the appointment, they don't get you, do they? So you're allowing people in your community to have a lesser realtor because you are afraid to ask for an appointment. Who does that serve? Robert Kleiner is the greatest agent in Beverly Hills. He kills. You need a referral, go to Robert Kleiner. And if he walks out of a house, he said to that seller, it's okay that you hire somebody else and not get the best service in Beverly Hills. That is a disservice to his community. Robert owes it to them to stay there until they hire him or a foot comes out of his ass. Because to leave means that he allowed somebody in his community to get screwed over by an agent who doesn't know what they're doing. And Robert's too committed to do that, right, Robert?
Yes.
And to hang up the phone without demanding an appointment means that Robert let his competitors have that appointment because he didn't want to be too aggressive. Be committed to your profession to providing the greatest real estate service in your community. You can close all day with that conviction, right, guys?
Steve, we have time for one more question.
One more question.
All right, DVN, go ahead.
Well, Steve, you taught me how to do this in Boca Raton probably 10 years ago.
Hey, David.
How are you?
I'm incredible.
used
It's a
to,
personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm not used to looking at your chest hair while we talk, but I'm getting used
I'm
to
sorry, should have one more button.
it. Yeah.
Well, it's part of my extra visual service.
So we were in Boca Raton. I had this question about closing because you were closing an old lady, right? No matter who it was. And one of the things that I think may be helpful here that I have this question actually right now because I'm trying to work with some of our agents on it too. The idea that someone's calling and doing lead follow-up and say, if I'm the agent calling and saying, hey, I'm just following up, do you want me to come over? Is not enough. What you added that I think is incredibly different and not everybody understands it is mystery, allure. I was calling the for sale by owners and saying, we just sold 2 other homes like yours. Do you want to add yourself to the mix or something of that effect? How would you teach that? How would you describe that mystery, the allure, and how would you generally have someone approach lead follow-up so that's not just, hey, I'm calling to follow up?
Well, I changed it because it's 2023. We got Uncle Joe in the White House making everything wonderful for everybody. And interest rates are going up and sellers are looking back and buyers are looking forward. So David, it's called credibility, then close. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello,
Hi, David. It's your realtor, Steve Powers. How are you today?
I'm fine, Steve.
David, since we talked last Friday, put 2 more homes like yours under contract. They both had at least 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. And we got through our marketing plan, both sellers, multiple contracts. Curious, has your home sold?
No, we're still for sale right now.
That's exactly why we need to meet. See you tonight at 5. And I'm back into it, right, guys? Credibility, then close. You were kind enough to talk to me last week, said you were considering buying a house. Have you bought a new house yet?
No, haven't bought yet.
That's exactly
Still
why
looking.
we need to meet. See you tonight at 5. You ask the question, yes or no. And most people, David, as you're aware, when you ask a yes, no question, what do they want to say when you ask a yes, no question?
No.
So I make the no is what I wanted. Hi, Mr. Buy Owner. Since we talked last week, here's 2 real estate things I did. Curious, has your home sold? No. Since we talked last week, you said you were trying to buy a home. We've just sold 2 more buyers' homes that they love. Curious, did you buy a home? No. Ask the yes, no question where the no is what you want, then slam for an appointment. Credibility, then close. So guys, my phone number is 757-719-4329. Tomorrow, as Dean knows and Robert and everybody I coach, I'm working all day Friday with no coaching calls. It's free coaching Friday. So if you have any questions, give me a call, no charge. I'll help anybody become the best in their market so that we can get rid of the losers. Fair enough?
Boom. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Bye.